Talk to me about identifying single points of failure. Now let's start with people first.
Okay, you know what I was going to say. There's two types, right? First one is a process single point of failure, and then there's a people single point of failure. People single point of failure is when we have something that's critical to the organization that's either high value or high essential, and we have one person that owns that knowledge, right?
Okay.
And so when that one person owns the knowledge of it, and nobody else in the organization can replicate it, or if they were to walk away from the organization, they could hurt or damage the company. That's what we identify as a single point of failure in a person. Same thing can happen on the opposite side with process. So you can have a single point of failure in process, whether it's a software, whether it's a step. Like if your step doesn't happen, then it causes detriment for our customer or our business. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for anything in the process or people that if they failed would cause a detrimental situation for the organization or our customer.
Well, explain to me what you do about it, though. You found a single point of failure in a person because they hold all the knowledge or all the keys to what you need done in the business.
Yep.
What do you do about it?
Well, I mean, that's where cross-training comes in. You got to make sure that all critical roles in your organization have some effective means of cross-training. And you know what I mean? You have to be like 100% cross-trained in every aspect of that person's job. But you definitely need to identify those areas and get cross-training. In my corporate job in Chicago, we would make sure that our people that were in critical positions were cross-trained at least 80% of the role of somebody else. And then training that goes on with that, and then making sure that you keep that training updated. But single points of failure have to be identified in people, and then cross-training or succession planning has to be enacted on in order to make sure that you protect the company against it.
Would you also say or add to it that we've got to have what they do documented? It's funny, we were working with the team a couple of years ago, and their IT person had all of the knowledge to everything that they had. And their concern or their fear or worry was that we asked them to document it, that employee thought, oh, well, you're just trying to take my job from me. Mm-hmm. So they didn't think they could get that information out of them. It was really, I'm going to jump in and steal his thunder, but basically he's like, let's have him create a disaster recovery plan. It sounds bad to say we're going to spin it in a way that the employee needs to know, hey, your job is safe and fine here, but we do have to have that knowledge out of your head, because if you were to be hit by a bus, if you were to come down sick and have to take a week off, or if you just go on vacation for a week and something happens, we need to be able to find that information from you.
Yeah, I mean, processes are important to document for sure. Not always does a process for the person then go back to, the knowledge that goes with that person too, right? So we have to make sure that we have a skill or knowledge base that goes along to be able to enact on the process. I think they're going hand in hand. The process side of it, though, the single point of failure in process is identifying anything that's causing collapse, or if it didn't work, that step got omitted, that it would cause a fail point in the organization that would ultimately either hurt your customer or hurt your business. And so a lot of those times we want to eliminate those things with quality check steps or some type of automation. Quality checkpoints are the ones that are probably the most critical ones. Is anytime you have a single point that if this did not work, you have a problem with the customer or your business, then you need a quality check or what we call a key process indicator in place to make sure that you have identified that it failed or did not fail. That's how we would take care of single points of failure in a business, both process and people.